when this leg lifts up, yeah, and when that leg lifts up, we take a reading from this leg. At 60 degrees, this leg is lifting. Now, why is that leg lifting? Because his pelvis is rotating. Because the hamstring attaching to the back of the pelvis here, the tension in the hamstring is making a mechanical movement in the pelvis. Yeah? And as the pelvis tucks under, posterior rotation, it causes a change in that hip. And so we get to 60 degrees, and that's a hamstring tension test. And 60 degrees, 80 degrees is good, 90 degrees is excellent, beyond that is extreme, and you're almost getting up. I think it's changed quite a lot. Yeah. But anyway, if we were to do this pose Padangusthasana in this position and hold on to the rope like so, and he can't get even to 90 degrees, well, you can still get a bit of a stretch by straightening the leg and pointing the toe. And the reason why I do that is there's also calf muscle. And if you point the toe, you relax the calf and it allows you to isolate the hamstring. Yeah? It's also good to stretch it that way as well. But I do this variation to target the hamstring. And we'll get something, but he's fighting against gravity. The leg is falling down, and it's quite hard to get stable in the pose. So then bend the knee, good, and you see what happens. Yeah? And yes, the pelvis is rotated under, and that's why. It's not like bending the knee miraculously changed the hamstring tension. It enabled him to tuck the tail under much more. But now he can get up to 90 degrees. Good. And then if you can get beyond 90 degrees, gravity starts to work a little bit. Then walk the fingers up so that you can relax and just hang from the rope. No pulling with the arms. Point the toe and use the leg. So that's a particular type of stretch where the leg is active in the stretch. Do you feel stretch in the belly of the muscle? I know it's hard to...
It's weird. I actually feel something in the quads, but...
Oh, that's tension in the muscle contraction.
But no, I do.
Mm-hmm. And it's common, it's quite normal that people who have tight hamstrings actually can't feel the stretch quite frequently. You'd think they're feeling an intense stretch, and they do feel it in the tendons, but they don't necessarily feel it in the muscle.
But it's true, it's quite subtle.
Yeah, just to find the place where you actually get the sensation. Yeah. So if someone can feel the sensation, then there is a link, with the conscious mind, and that enables the person to be able to breathe and feel their way into it. And I can't tell you that it produces a more significant change than if the person was just stretching without awareness. It'd be an interesting study, but studies are often producing very disappointing results. So I just like to imagine that bringing consciousness into that situation is somehow involved. But that's bringing the yoga, and that again raises that difference, the distinction between yoga for health and yoga as a little kind of field of its own speciality. Okay, so tomorrow we'll continue with this. We'll also look at the quadriceps.